Here's a brawler that everyone seems to have forgotten about, much like these other brawlers. I remember when Charlie first came out, and initially I didn't really care much about her until a few months later when she got buffed and more players started using her, and she quickly became annoying. Nowadays you don't really see her being used a whole lot, which is a bit strange because these past few days I've been using her in different modes and she's really solid. So in this video I'll be going over why I think Charlie is not only a good brawler but also how to play her, because trust me, you might want to practice with her to get good. No, I don't mean that way. Okay, so assuming you guys know how Charlie works with her attack and all that, you might already know the biggest issues to look forward to. Her attack style is very much like Carl's, which on one hand is great to dish out tons of damage, while on the other can leave you vulnerable due to her attack speed. While some players will tell you it's not really practical to attack from a far range, I personally had quite a lot of success this way because more often than not a player would just run away in a straight line. To that extent, it's also not a bad idea to auto aim so long as an enemy is relatively close to you. The loadout that I've been using includes spiders for her gadget, which simply spawns 3 spiders that deal half of Charlie's damage. I personally think this is a better gadget than personal space because while you do gain back 50% of your health, you also become vulnerable since you can't move. It's also a great way to deal more damage if you use your super. Now speaking of damage, I'm using Digestive for her star power, which takes away 25% of a brawler's health when they are cocooned. But keep in mind that 25% only works on the amount of health they have remaining. So for example, if they have 1000 health left, they'll only lose about 250 of it. It may seem low to some, but trust me, combining this with her spiders gadget almost makes her impossible to defeat, which makes her a hard counter to brawlers such as Edgar or Kit. Now we move on to some modes, and first up we have Heist. I think Charlie is fairly good here considering her DPS, which I think many players will look at, including myself, and say that she'll do well. Her super can work great here, and if you can get to the vault without any mishaps, you can do some serious damage. Overall, pretty good. So now we move on to Knockout, and well, I'll admit I had more trouble here than I care to admit. I actually thought that using Charlie here would be light work, but I couldn't be more wrong. It was like all the skills that I learned a few days ago disappeared because I was making mistake after mistake. I normally attribute the map design to one success, and in this case I think Charlie can do well here, but I was doing very poorly. So let's move on from this disaster and into Gem Grab, which, let me tell you, could have easily become a disaster for how bad we were doing in the beginning. And it doesn't help that the map was very open with these trains moving around. If you're going to play on Gem Grab, I highly suggest playing on maps with more cover because despite what I said about attacking from a far range, that only seems to work on Showdown, whereas in everything else it becomes useless. Now thankfully we won the match, but I'd say it was because of a combination of skill and a crap ton of luck in the end. I mean, just look at this. So if I were to choose the best mode out of all of that I listed, I would say Solo Showdown because I had the most success there, but I think Heist would be a close second. Well, let me know what you guys think about Charlie in the comments. Anyways, have a good day.